What up, my fellow NBA lovers? This is your guy, Marcellus Ease. I'm not sure if some of you guys have remembered that movie Pulp Fiction where Samuel Jackson had said a moment of clarity. Well, it seems like right now some of the analysts are starting to begin having that same moment of clarity on Russell Westbrook and what exactly does his triple doubles mean. Now, this season will be very interesting for the Washington Wizards because even with a slow start, up to the 10th seed could participate in a play-in tournament to get into the playoffs. Now, if the Wizards somehow fall outside of this, it's going to look bad on Westbrook and on their coach, Scott Brooks. Now, even though the Wizards had a slow start, I still expect them to be in the middle of the pack in the Eastern Conference, even though that conference is still evolving and a lot of teams are starting to come into that maturation mode where they're starting to get better. You guys check out this segment, and every once in a while, I'll check in.
He's a phenomenal talent. He plays hard. He's never going to cheat you. You're never going to go to a game and say, man, that guy dogged it. I paid my money for that, and that guy, he didn't give me his all. He's going to give you everything. Skip, it just goes to show, and he wanted to go somewhere where he could showcase this. But it just goes to show you triple-doubles doesn't necessarily equate to wins. He might have an average of triple-double this year, but they're going to finish 12th, 13th in the Eastern Conference. That's what it's going to be.
I don't expect them to finish that low, but definitely the Wizards shouldn't be too shocked because he clearly wants to do him. And that's exactly what he said on his way out from Houston.
And it's sad, but this is what it is, Skip. That's why I didn't think getting Russ was going to change their fortune. They're not going to the playoffs, Skip. They're not a playoff team. Russ is going to average a triple-double. He's going to put, people like, oh, my goodness. But it doesn't equate to win.
Now, Russell Westbrook averaging a triple-double in today's NBA, it still means a lot, but there are things to look at overall, such as guys shooting three-pointers and the ball hitting off the rim, and guys like, for example, at the point guard position, able to get more rebounds than ever. I mean, there was a season, I believe, from 2016 through 2017 where Stephen Curry averaged 5 rebounds a game, and he's not down low trying to get rebounds. But due to the fact that the league had a lot more possessions and guys were shooting threes, even point guards were averaging higher than usual numbers for rebounds. Also, you got to look at the fact that, of course, in OKC, Russell Westbrook was stat padding. I mean, Steven Adams, I've never seen such a big center just box out for his point guard to get rebounds. But that's how much guys were taking three-point shots and the ball was clinging off the rim. And guys that play more in the wing position were getting rebounds.
And I thought that's what it was about. He wanted to play for a championship. Mm-hmm. I get it. He didn't want to be with James anymore because he thought James' behavior off the court, not being late and yada 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 wasn't conducive. But if he thinks going and getting triple doubles and guys showing up on time, he's not any closer to winning a championship in Washington than he was in Houston, than he was in OKC once KD left.
He definitely has the right mindset, but his approach has to change a little bit. He has to be more cerebral with the game. But also, just looking at the Washington Wizards, their lineup, early on this season, so he's coming off the bench, he's playing about 20 minutes a game, and I'm noticing the Wizards are playing Westbrook, Bradley Beal, and sometimes they combine them with Ish Smith on the court or Raul Neto. Now, that's not good to have all these guards that can't really shoot besides Bradley Beal on the floor. So the return of batons might be something that this team is really banking on.
So this is what he's going to be relegated to, Skip. He's probably going to end his career. Who knows? He might break Oscar's record of 181 triple-doubles. Hell, he might end up with 200.
Now, one thing I got to say about Oscar Robertson, the league was a lot different back then. There were only 9 teams in the NBA, and Oscar Robertson had the 3rd best record in the league as far as his team's success. Now, Russell Westbrook in his triple-double season, like I said, the league had a lot more pace in the games, a lot more possessions, and the Thunder were the 6th seed at the time. You can't really compare Oscar Robertson's triple-double to Westbrook's because Oscar Robertson's triple-double came in the flow of the game. Russell Westbrook's triple-doubles are a combination of guys shooting more three-pointers, thus the ball hitting off the rim, and guards getting more rebounds, and just overall the league possessions going up, and also him stat padding.
But he's never going to be close to winning a championship again.
Agreed. I will say this for Wizards fans, though. I would much rather watch Russell Westbrook lose than John Wall lose.
And Wizards fans better be careful because they may end up losing Bradley Beal if this shit doesn't work out.
Seriously.
But you know what's happening.
It's a better sideshow to watch Russ get another triple-double.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched a bunch of it last night because I'm just fascinated watching him play.
Right.
But I am not seeing the same Russell Westbrook that I often saw in Oklahoma City.
Man, he's not that explosive, Skip.
He's not. He is eroding in his explosion. It's not quite the same. And you know what the biggest indicator of that is? So in 4 games, he shot a grand total of 11 free throws. He is not getting to the free throw line the way he used to. He's made 8 of 11, which for him is pretty good at 73%.
And also, that's East Coast basketball. Guys are more bump and grind in the East Coast. The Western Conference teams, they play more of a finesse style. East Coast basketball, for some reason, it never changes. Guys are always bump and grind.
Look at what's going on from the three-point line. Well, he doesn't try it very much, but he's tried 10 threes and he's made 1 of them. Well, that's a big contributor to the 0-4, right?
And they were terrible from the 3 last night.
Okay.
And that's a combination of Raul Nato and having Ish Smith. So you have 3 guards right now who can't shoot while you're waiting for Bertans to secure his role at the starting position and just get back into shape.
And what is Bradley Beal? What does he do? The numbers look good for Bradley Beal. He's averaging a career-high 32 points. Guess what he is from 3 so far? It's 24%.
Now that falls on Russell Westbrook. Once again, that's the brilliance behind Kevin Durant. The fact that he hovered around 50% shooting while having Russell Westbrook as his point guard, giving him very awkward passes. You could also look at Victor Oladipo when he played with Westbrook. Wasn't that efficient. Dennis Schroeder. I mean, the list goes on. Reggie Jackson left the Thunder, and him and Russell Westbrook had a little riff on his way out. So people got to understand, Westbrook, he can do his thing, but he's not making it easier for his teammates. But Kevin Durant, man, that guy is something special.
It won't work. So, again, they got outshot, as you see on your box score, from 3 by an 0-3 Chicago Bulls team, right?
Yep.
And what did they get outscored? By 5 3-pointers. So that's 15 points from the three-point line, and they lost by what, 7?
8.
Yep. There you go. So that pretty much sums it up.
Skip, and the thing is, he plays hard. I mean, you just have. I mean, if he was a football player, he's the guy you'd want on your team because you know he's gonna give you everything. He's gonna show up on time. He's gonna be professional. He's gonna work his ass off.
Yep.
But his stat, Skip, the triple double, it just goes to show you how it can be an overrated stat and cannot have any impact because he had 15 rebounds for a 6'2", 6'3" guard, and he probably Skip. Would I be surprised if he averaged 11, 12 rebounds a game? Nope. If this man Russ going to average, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
But guess what? They're going to finish probably at the bottom of the Eastern Conference.
So they've lost 4 games, not by that many. It's not like they got blown out. They lost by 6 at Philly, and then they had back-to-back home games against Orlando, who's really good. They haven't lost a game.
Yeah.
They're sneaky good.
Markelle Fultz is playing well.
Hey.
He's playing well.
So they lost the Magic at home by.
Markelle Fultz is actually playing the way he should have been playing initially. He right now, if he was on track from the moment he came into the league, he should be on pace to be at the same level Jason Tatum is at right now. So when people say Markelle Fultz is actually playing good, he's actually playing at the level he should have been at already.
10-7, then they lost by 8 to Chicago. So they're not getting wiped out. But in the 4th quarter, they've been outscored by 12 points a game in the 4th quarter.
So game management right there. Everything falls on Westbrook right there. He is the point guard of the team. He's supposed to control the pace, value his possessions, which is something he does not do. And then his decision making. I mean, just looking back, Kevin Durant's decision to go to Golden State, people are going to look back at that and say that was the right decision and understand it a lot more the more that they see how Westbrook's career plays out.
So they're not doing it. He and Bradley Beal are not coming up big in 4th quarters.
Well, you better stop letting 7, 8, 9 guys get in double figures. Well, you ain't gonna win very many games with that. If you got Skip, they'll address X amount of guys and everybody scoring double figures except 3.
Yep. So it looks good. Bradley Beal's numbers look good in the box score. Russ's numbers look great in the box score, and they got 0-4 to show for it.
But it's
And a loss to Chicago, which is pretty pitiful.
right? Even Bertans had 20 last night, so that looked pretty good, right? Except he shot 3 for 9 from 3.
Yeah.
And Bertans is still coming off the bench. Like I said, I don't know what happened to him in the offseason, but they're kind of working him on his way back to being in game shape or something. Because for the amount of money they paid him to play him 20 minutes a game, the same minutes as Raul Nato and Ish Smith, something is not right there.
Right?
I don't. Maybe it's easy for me to say because I won, but I think the thing is, Skip, that once you win a championship, that's all that really matters. I mean, what am I playing for? But I'm not out here for my health. I made money. Let me go somewhere. I'm willing to sacrifice. At that point in time, Skip, once you win a championship, when I was looking around after I left Denver, and
sacrifice. Remember, Westbrook said, "I want to do me." So we should already know what this is all about.
At the end of the '99 season, I'm looking around. Skip, where can I go win? Yes, I want to make money, but if I have to take a few less millions to go win and compete for a title, and losing. If you're a professional athlete and you've gotten used to winning, losing sucks. There's nothing, and I tell people, losing hurts worse than winning feels good.
Yep.
And people don't understand. And if you haven't really won anything, Skip, you don't like, huh?
So what did Russell say as he left Houston? I need to go back to doing me, being me.
That's him.
Okay, there he is.
There it is.
He is the ultimate solo act in a sport that is connected with 4 teammates on the floor.
You're not going to win, but Skip, you're not going to win.
And his losses all show for it. Losses to the Utah Jazz and a rookie at the time, Donovan Mitchell, in the first round, and also another first-round exit to the Portland Trailblazers, who lost to the Pelicans the season before. Basically, they got swept by the Pelicans. That shows you how far away Westbrook is from winning. And also, when Portland had eliminated the Thunder in the playoffs, later on in those same playoffs, Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, without Kevin Durant, pretty much mollywopped Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers. So keep that in mind. That shows you how far away Westbrook is from winning.
It's hard to win. That's why Kevin Durant looks wiser and wiser, saying, I'm sorry, I can't do it with him.
Right.
I know it looks weak to join forces with the team that we had down 3-1, but I got to go do it.
Right.
And he got 2 rings out of it, and there'll be a day 20 years from now you look back, nobody will care that he joined forces with Steph and Klay. And
they're going to look at it and say the same thing about Brady. It was the best decision of his life.
Exactly. And another thing about that, the Golden State Warriors don't have some sort of epic all-star team. They had guys who complemented each other. Draymond being an enforcer, Klay Thompson being a guy who actually understood his role, almost being like a Scottie Pippen to Stephen Curry. And they allowed Steph to be that leader. All these guys complemented each other. And Kevin Durant was the first free agent that team really went after besides Andre Iguodala. And we're currently seeing the domino effect of what happens to the Golden State Warriors after Kevin Durant leaves. People are going to look back at a lot of this and see the narrative that Kevin Durant leaving OKC was a weak move. It really wasn't. But best believe the Golden State Warriors, they had some great luck with timing. The timing of the league changing the rules, with them constructing a team a certain way with three-point shooters, certain positions that they fell into the draft, getting Draymond Green, getting Stephen Curry locked into a 4-year, $44 million deal so they can get Andre Iguodala. There's a lot of things that came into perfect timing for them to be in the position that they were in. And also Kevin Durant coming into the team and the league cap space going up, allowing Golden State to re-sign Kevin Durant over and over. I mean, a lot of things came into play for this team. But in the future, when people look back in the rearview mirror, a lot of these narratives are going to be killed.
Getting out of, man, I wanted Brady to spend his whole career. Nah, Brady's like, yeah, could Brady maybe have gotten that team to the playoffs? Well, maybe. But he's like, I know damn well I'm not going to win no championship with this roster, with that talent on offense. Let me go somewhere, because he knows, Skip, once you become a Brady, once you become those guys, it's championship or nothing. It ain't about no stats. Brady could have thrown for 2,000 yards. If they win the championship, just like Peyton, last year, look at Skip, he was on fumes, but he won the championship because that's what matters.
Yep.
And that's what should matter with Russ. But I guess.
And that's what people always will remember, the champions. They will not remember the stats because there'll always be another guy coming into the league putting up stats.
It's like, I get these triple doubles, I ain't gonna win. Nobody that has championship aspirations is gonna mess up their roster to get him. Boston's not gonna get him. I mean, anybody that's in championship contention, Skip, who would trade for Russ?
So
this offseason proved that fact already. Nobody really wanted him. Even teams for a long time were chasing stars and couldn't get one. Even they weren't willing to give up that much to get Westbrook.
wouldn't you just declare Russell Westbrook a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
They don't really do ballot. I mean, you're
yes,
But
absolutely.
he just slam dunk, right?
Yeah,
Because of triple doubles.
Yes.
Right?
yeah.
Because he's been a dominating player for a
Yes.
long time in this
Yeah.
league. He's been a perennial
Yeah.
all-star. He's a Hall of Famer. I'm pretty sure,
He's almost like the Dan Marino of the NBA.
unless he goes along for the ride somewhere, I don't think he's going to have a ring.
No, I don't think so either. And I don't know who will ever see a guard his size
Yep.
do what he's doing.
Yep.
I don't know if we'll ever see that again.
We might, especially if the league keeps changing the rules and softening up the game, and if the pace just keeps increasing.
So do you think post-career, if he retires without a ring, do you think he'll look back with regret? I say zero.
Zero.
Yep.
Less than zero.
I believe that shit too, man. Less than zero. Russell Westbrook is a guy, man. He seems like he's content and he understands that the triple-double is his legacy. But I expect the Wizards to eventually get their chemistry on par and not rely on Raul Neto or Ish Smith and Bertans actually securing his starting role and his team kind of gets the ball rolling a bit. We'll see how it plays out. But if the Wizards continues to struggle, once again, it will fall on Westbrook, but most importantly, it'll fall on Scott Brooks. He's definitely going to be on the hook because there's going to be no excuse for this team not to make the playoffs due to the fact that basically you have to completely have a meltdown to finish below the 10th seed and you have a play like Russell Westbrook in the Eastern Conference. It is what it is. Until next time, you guys stay safe. Peace.